And in terms of a schedule, I know coaches, as I also coach collegiate soccer over here, and
Yeah.
were you given a sort of training, a routine or regiment in terms of off season now, because you guys should be in the gym and all that kind of stuff, working out now?
Well, he gave us a schedule to do since Christmas. So even then, you think we just won a championship, we're gonna get a few time off. He was like, nope, we don't stop there. So he gave us Christmas schedule to keep up because time we got here, we had like what 2 weeks free because the whole school just started back, and then he was like, okay, we back out there 24/7. It's been a handful, but it's good.
I'm gonna ask you to repeat that again, Ronaldo, because I heard it and I understand what you said, but I want the audience to have an understanding, specifically the international students, that if you could
Right.
repeat for us that you won the championship and what happened with the coach pertaining to schedule. If you could repeat that again for us, because I want
Yes.
the audience, I want the understand or the kids who are looking to get into school to have an understanding of what is transpiring here.
Right. Well, yes, we won a championship, and that's the first time in our college history actually. But he didn't see it as that. Just it like we won it, and that's okay. So he was like, no, we just gotta keep going because we've also had this problem that maybe they didn't view our program as the top program here. But we're showing them that yeah, we're the top program here. We're gonna keep pushing because our biggest competitor is Columbia College, and they are good. But we showed them last semester that we were the team to beat. So they've had to play second fiddle to us last semester. But now coming this fall coming, we're just gonna show them again that we're the team that everyone wants to beat now.
Beautiful. And what's the difference in terms of the environment of the game day versus back in Trinidad? What's the environment? Because in America, you know that mommy, daddy, auntie, granny, son, daughter, even the dog they bring to the games.
Yes,
How,
yes,
how
yes.
what's the environment?
Environment wise, like I say, locker room wise, locker room, it's a lot more quiet than compared to back home because back home we chant before games, we chant in the dressing room, but it's more everyone here because of the different cultures per se. Everyone has their own way of getting ready for the game. I mean, yes, we would speak, but everybody just game ready. So like we listen to music and just keep talking about what we're gonna do in the game and whatnot. So it's been weird because coming from chanting before every game to get you all wild up, so now you gotta focus on this, getting yourself ready personally. It's just a little bit of a culture change, but it seemed fine.
And what about in terms of fan support? Because what
Oh,
what is the population in terms of your school? There's about what 4,000, 2,000, 3,000 kids in terms of your school.
we have about 2,000,
Okay,
but
and what is the support like for games?
game days it was packed. But per se final of final game where we won the AMC championship, that game was packed, and like even when we scored in the last dying seconds of the game to win it, the entire everyone just ran onto the field and ref just blew it off. So it was a very touching moment to know that it was my debut season and we won both championships. So I'm like, okay, I'm getting goosebumps right now. Just thinking
Good,
about it.
good stuff,
Yes,
Ronaldo. To know that Ronaldo, that where you and I came from, a lot of people who are listening in here, and I know you had some development too, in terms of the BTOM with the
yes,
organization down with the BTOM, because that is an organization to it, Mr. William, that I am working closely with some of the kids down in the BTOM. For those of who in Trinidad, I would not go into too much information on it, but in terms of the BTOM, because I'm working with a lot of kids down there, and there's a lot of kids down inside of there going some of the top schools in Trinidad.
yes. That's what I'm saying. Like you think you're from Beta Man, it's just ghetto wise, but it shows that yes, we got the potential to keep going forward. Um, We'll see, because back when I was there, it was even hard for me just even to attend practice because of the time,
Go
because of
ahead.
because of the times we would practice. Sometimes my dad would fear to be like, okay, Ronaldo, I don't,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
okay,
Um,
I don't think
hold a
now.
second for me, Ronaldo.
Sure.
I don't know if this is your mom or your dad, Bernadette Jacob. Is that your mom or your dad?
Oh, I think that's my cousin.
Or
Yes,
your
yes, that's my
cousin?
cousin.
So I
Yes.
would kindly ask your cousin, Ronaldo, please do not put on your mic. I know you're happy to see Ronaldo, but I keep switching your mic off all the time. So I will kindly ask you, Jacob, please don't turn on your mic again. I have taken your mic off about 4 times already, and I don't want to cut you off of the set totally. So please don't turn on your mic again, please, Jacob, and I'm asking very kindly. Let's go, Jacob. So you were saying the difference between the BTAM and here.
Oh, yes, because as I was saying that when my dad had this issue that he would have been, I'm like, Dad, I don't think today's a good day to go outside. Because, like, the time is like, you don't know what time would happen, but the fact that we train late, sometimes you would feel to be like, okay, so you'd make sure to come pick me up but some days I had to walk home. And if I wasn't able to get a ride from someone, you'll be like, okay, maybe you don't train today. I'll do something at home just to keep fit or whatnot. But I saw it as a challenge, but it didn't stop me. So
You keep pressing. And as I was mentioning before, you have some kids in the BTAM who are attending Fatima College, who are not Fatima, St. Anthony's College, Trinity College. And I have
yes,
spoken to some of them because I visited them and I went down there and delivered some soccer boots and some uniforms and some jerseys down in there. And I have some more things that I'm, having some discussion with Michaels and to go back down there. And I was amazed to see some of these kids, how, the talent that we have in Laventille and the Beetham and these areas, and if given that opportunity, and just like the rest of the Caribbean areas, just given that opportunity, just given a wink of an opportunity to be able to get out there, will do fabulous. And look at you, you're doing wonderful.
exactly.
In terms of development, as I said, you're in a whole different culture, but you were trying to fit in as I would say, a sort of mold right now, because that is basically what they are doing to you and with you.
Yes, because
Yes.
the way how I see it is that even for my graduation year, there's a lot of kids I know had the potential, but the problem was they just didn't have that to say, yes, I'm going to keep pushing, or maybe they didn't even get the opportunity to showcase their talent. They just fell away because of it. So the way how I see is that the more help, whatever you can get now, so like, okay, I want to get out. And once they keep on the good side, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep pushing because I see people are making it. I want to be that next person. To, yes, I want to get out of here, and I'll make something for myself. So I could go back and bring something to my community and say, yes, I was a product of say BTOM, whatever, and I got out there and I showed them what I'm worth. So that's what I'm
Beautiful.
doing here now, to show them what I'm worth, so that I can come back home and be like, okay, I show them what I'm worth, and I'm coming back home now to help those youths to come up here now, so they can experience even a wink of what I'm experiencing, to know that yes, there's something other than you don't have, because on where we from, it's the bad side, but there's still good that can come from it. So that's what I see. So don't think that what the culture you're wrong. That's what you got to become. There is a way out, and you just need to get. Once you get that opportunity, just don't give it up. You have multiple chances, but when you get that chance, take it. Don't let it slip away.
Interested, Ronaldo. Very much so interesting, the information. I could see the passion that you put in across that information. And that is why we at AR Student Athlete Soccer Scholarship Academy continue to do what we've been doing to bring guests like you on the set to really chat with kids. And right now you have kids around the world that is listening to you, kids that are in different situations, families are in different situations, and that's why we continue to do what we are doing, helping, creating opportunities. There's no cost There's no cost to what we are doing in terms of helping kids internationally get into schools over in United States of America. These are life-changing opportunities for kids and families to be able to come out here and you study, you get your degree, and it's not just getting a degree and playing soccer when you really think about it, because from what you were saying to us you were really maturing and developing to a whole different person because of the mold that you're being shaped in to be able to manage your time. So you will be ready for the world of work or even professional soccer, because what you're doing now, and this is the closest you will get to really playing professional soccer, if you do make that step in terms of the discipline and the order of what you're doing. Would you second that motion, or would you like to add to it?
No, yes. I see it as my family helped me become who I am. All the experiences I had, they helped mold me into who I am today. And when I got here, it just kept growing even more to know there's more to even understand in the world. So like when I got here, it's like, wow, okay, maybe there's more I need to learn about myself actually. Because when I got there, I was like, okay, to realize the stress level, I was like, wow, maybe I can't do it. But spoke with my dad, spoke with other family members, and it was like, Naldo, you got it, because they know the struggle I had when I was in Trinidad. They know that I just kept pushing because I know I wanted to get out. Wanted to showcase my talent some more. And the fact that I got it and I reached it, they was like, no, but don't give up, because there were days that were very strenuous because having to balance the academics, the athletics, and some of them were just a little overwhelming, but I was able to overcome it, to realize that yes, I can do it. And that's just what kept pushing me to know that yes, that I can do it and I will get it done.
I think too, just to give you some information on that too, Ronaldo, some of the things we may overlook, that there's 30-something kids doing the same thing you were doing.
Exactly.
And that should give you some inspiration to continue pressing forward. And,
exactly.
and then you can also look at, okay, there's over 2,000 to 3,000 collegiate participating schools and more. And there are kids in the same shape and mold that you're going through right now. So that is good reason for you to continue pressing along, staying disciplined and staying orderly in terms of what you're doing to go forward. As I said, I want to piggyback on it again. That is part of the reason why we are doing these shows, these Zoom programs, and we ask kids to get on. We ask parents to get on the shows. We want you guys to get the information. As Ronaldo said earlier on, he wish he had someone to sit down to chat with, so he could understand what he was getting himself involved in, so he could have been better prepared. You have the opportunity now, as you're seeing Ronaldo, and he is saying these different things. Now you can learn from what he's saying here. So when you make that transition period across, it will be a more smoother, transition for you. And this is why we are in the process of educating the parents and educating the kids, would be, student athletes, so they can really understand what they're really getting into. And it's not a bed of roses, it's discipline. Sometimes you up in the night, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, maybe studying. I know about it, Ronaldo. Trust me, I've been here a while long, and I'm at a D1 college. I understand it. I understand.
It's an overload, but it can be done. It can be done. Don't think it can't. It can be done.
Yeah.
I've seen it. It can be done.
It's discipline, and if you were to think about it, every year, hundreds of thousands of kids are leaving school with their degrees, which means they did it for 4 years.
Exactly.
And
so who said I can't do it too?
Yes, it's been happening for what? Decades now. Where kids, there are parents now who are in the 60s and 70s who came across and played collegiate soccer in the US, and they did it back then, 20, 30 years ago.
Exactly.
So that is the kind of stuff, Ronaldo, you would want to use to fuel your fire to go forward, to really, push forward. Let me just put aside my counseling hat because that is what I'm doing now. So let me just throw away that counseling hat kind of stuff because, you know, I get into that a lot, Ronaldo. To be honest with you, I am on the phone, just mid-hours when they come talking to parents all over the world about their kids and helping their kids and then coaching. So it becomes part of me. You
No,
know,
but that's good. That's good though, because some kids they actually do need it. Like, yes, hearing from the family is one thing, but hearing it from an outside source to help push you, for some situations it triggers something. You're like, okay, yes, maybe I can do it, you know. So the fact that you are doing that, it's helpful. So that's how I see it.